Welcome to RE Uncut. Our daily shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rockend and CoreLogic.
Delivering good service is about building long-lasting relationships which have a greater long-term impact. But when cracks start to show, how do you transform an organisation's service culture? In the new book, Service Habits, renowned customer service specialist Jaquie Scammell uncovers the key habits that you can leverage to improve your effectiveness as a service professional and leader. Jaquie is our guest mentor all this week. She joins me in just a moment to discuss the bad habits that we need to break first.
Your business card is a vital selling tool and a constant visual reminder of who you are, what you do, and more importantly, how you can be contacted. Introducing our new Velvet business cards, featuring a luxurious premium laminate that has a velvet texture and is soft to the touch. Printed on a resilient 450 GSM card, these cards can be printed with a range of spot gloss and foiling options to give your office that prestigious look.
Jaquie, welcome to the show. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. Good to be here.
Jaquie, how do we break bad habits?
Yeah, well, they can really create a bit of a path of obstacles for service. They're sort of like big boulders or stones that get in the way. But look, I think there's a few things to keep in mind, and they fundamentally, what underpins all of them is that we need staff or employees to stay really conscious and present to what they're doing. So one of the first things that we can do to break bad habits is to just loosen the grip a little. You know, I think many of us have a sense of wanting to control things, and let's face it, humans are the last thing that you can control. So when it comes to service between two humans, an employee and a customer, we want to loosen the grip in terms of what we expect from people and be open-minded to what might take place between two people when they're interacting. Then, once we've loosened the grip and we've sort of let go of control, we want to take full responsibility for our actions. So there's nothing worse than seeing an employee throw another employee under the bus, metaphorically, so to speak, where someone's blaming someone else for something that went wrong in a service chain. So we want to take full accountability and responsibility for our actions. And this certainly is a great way to let go of any bad habits that you might have formed over the years unconsciously.
Yeah, because we're working under very difficult circumstances, aren't we, where, remote workforces and so on. It's difficult for a leader to keep their finger on the pulse and know exactly what's happening without a really good communication with their people.
It sure is. And now is the time for us to over-communicate. With clear intention, of course, and purpose, but there's that old saying that you need to hear something 7 times before it sinks in, and I think that leaders really need to be comfortable with repeating messages and speaking about the same things that are important to their brand or business in different ways, so that the employees really hear what's important. Yeah.
Those bad habits, when they emerge, I guess a leader's got to be attuned to those or looking for them and be prepared to take action on them fairly quickly and say, well, not so much attack the action, not so much attack the person, but more attack the action.
Absolutely. You've hit a real golden nugget there. When we're leading service cultures, what we want to do, any type of team, is we want to always focus on people's behaviours and not necessarily the task. So if somebody, didn't do a task the way we wanted them to or didn't follow procedure, we want to talk about the human behaviour element that was sitting behind that. So was it that they weren't listening? Was it that they don't understand? Is there a value misalignment? And get to the core of what's going on. So we want leaders, as you say, Kevin, to really tune into how people behave and talk more about that than the actual task or thing that they're doing, so to speak.
It's a real skill, isn't it, for a leader to be able to, one, identify these and then not attack the person, but just the language. Can you give me an example of how you would approach someone in a situation like that, Jaquie?
I always use a rule of thumb: feelings before function. So, it's important for leaders, like you said, to sort of disarm or, dissolve any issue of people feeling like they're being attacked. And so just really leaning into a feeling type of language or conversation. So, for example, a leader might say, I can see that you're a little troubled today, or what's going on for you, that you don't seem so happy. And so you can see how I've just used a word like happy or troubled to then just give the employee an opportunity to speak up and share what might be going on for them. But when we talk about function, like you didn't do that process properly, or, you were late, you can sometimes you can put up a bit of a wall and disconnect people, and they can sort of feel like they're being attacked. So if we use human, relatable language and put feelings before function, then hopefully people can see that you're trying to understand, you're being empathetic, and really you're just like them. You're another human, and you notice that there's something going on for them.
Yeah, wonderful stuff, Jaquie. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I want to talk to you, Jaquie, then if I could, about the mindset. How do you go about developing what I think you in your book called a service mindset? So we'll come back tomorrow with Jaquie, and we'll do that then. Thank you, Jaquie. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Kevin.
The daily RE Uncut shows are supported by Printforce, Shore Agents, Rock End and CoreLogic. RE Uncut is one of the anchor shows at retplus.com, the home of property.